Section 9-2, Reflections. A reflection or flip is a rigid motion that flips a figure over a line called the line of reflection. If a point A is on the line of reflection, then its image A prime is itself. Therefore, A prime is equal to A. So let's look at point A. You see we have point A. It is on the reflection line. In other words, if I take this point, I've got it numbered point 1, and I reflect it over on the reflection line, you see I flipped it to side 2, but it is still in the same position. Therefore, A prime is equal to A. So taking a point, flipping it over the reflection line, if the point is lying on the reflection line, is just itself. So A equals to A prime. Let's look at point B. It says if a point B is not on the line of reflection, then B and B prime are on opposite sides of the line of reflection. So let's look at this same example. Okay, here is my point on point B. Okay, if I take this point and reflect it over, think about reflecting it over the line of reflection, it is now on the opposite side of the line of reflection. Reflection means taking an object and flipping it over the reflection line. So you see that B and B prime are two different points on opposite sides of the reflection line. They are on a line perpendicular to the line of reflection and are the same distance from the line of reflection. So you see, here's my line of reflection. The distance from here to here and from here to here are the same. This measure from here to here and this measure from here to here are the same. And it's also, it says they are on a line perpendicular to the line of reflection. In other words, if you connect these two connect these 2 points, they form a line that is perpendicular to the line of reflection. Perpendicular is a very important word. If 2 lines are perpendicular, they intersect and form a right angle. And a right angle is 90 degrees. A right angle is 90 degrees. And a right angle is denoted by this little square here that tells me that this line and this line are perpendicular, forming a right angle. And actually they form 4 right angles all around the point of intersection. Okay? So let's continue on. Looking at recognizing reflections. Determine which transformation is a reflection. Remember, a reflection is a flip, okay? So let's look at each graph and determine which transformation is a reflection. So, looking at this triangle, okay? There's triangle ABC. If I flip it over the x-axis, does this line up? As you see, point B is 2 units from the origin. In order, if this was flipped correctly, point B would be right here, 2 units away from the origin. But you see B is out here at -3. So therefore, this was not a flip. It would have looked something like this to have been a flip. It would have been right here. Okay, so this is not a flip. It is not the first one. All right, so let's go to the second graph. Taking my point again, here at A, okay, here's point A. Now, I'm going to reflect that over the y-axis. So if you reflect it over the y-axis, flipping it over, it makes it 1 point away from the y-axis on the left side. So if it's 1 point away from the y-axis on the right side, when you flip it over, it's 1 point away here. Let's look at B. B's 2 points. Is this B 2 points? Yes. C is 1, 2, 3 away from your line of reflection. If you flip it over, C on this side should be 3 points away from the line of reflection, and it is. So ends up, this is my correct answer. This one in the middle is the correct answer. It is the flip of triangle ABC, flipping it over, forming A prime, B prime, and C prime. Now, if you look at this one, let's just look at it. Okay? Here we are at the same ABC as all of the rest of them. Now, it's definitely not a flip. If you flip this over, it would look like this. Remember? Okay, that's the flip. That's the reflection. All right? This, to me, looks like a translation. Going back to our last section, a translation is where you move the same object, left, right, up, or down. So that looks like a translation to me, this one. So this one was definitely not my answer. So my answer was the one in the middle, okay? And it says down here, the second transformation is a reflection across the y-axis. We talked about that. This is a reflection across the y-axis. It talks about that since A is 1 unit to the right of the y-axis, A prime is 1 unit to the left of the y-axis. Since B is 2 units to the right of the y-axis, B prime is 2 units to the left of the y-axis, like we talked about. And since C is 3 units to the right on the y-axis, C prime should be 3 units to the left of the y-axis. So the correct answer, again, was this center graph. This was a true reflection over the y-axis.